All right, guys. There we go. 6 people. Only missing 6 people. And I have a few brave souls. There we go. A few brave souls turning their cameras on. I appreciate that. That helps me keep my sanity. I got like this much sanity left. So I'm trying desperately to hold on to it. A little smidgen of sanity. You guys no one has any questions? I had several during office hours that I'll ask on your behalf here in a minute. Let me turn on a little more light. I replaced my whiteboard with Jupyter. That should be enough room for me to write things. Any questions? You guys are okay. I got 36 people out there. 37. I got 37 people. And no one has questions. I'm concerned. All right, so I will ask this. What the hell are frequency distributions, Jeff? What are these tables and this stuff, Jeff? We're going to talk about that today. It actually relates more to chapter 2, but they did put it in chapter 1. So we're going to talk about that today. All right. What about section 1.4, Jeff? That I'm leaving up to you. It's a beautiful reading assignment, and then to do the homework for those. Ha 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 ha. So you can always ask questions. Sure. If you try them out, you can ask questions. No problem. Let me see what else. What was a good question somebody had? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, now that's okay. That's a disturbing question, but let me address that. Somebody's asking what the homework is exactly. Hold on. So just to remind you guys, for example, the first homework assignment is 1-1 through 1-5. So here's 1-1 through 1-5. I'm sorry, 1 through 5 in 1-1. And that is in the practice section of the book. So the book just calls it practice, and they have a homework section, but I just look at that as a bunch of problems, right? So some of them are from the practice section and some of them are from the homework section. So the homework starts at number 40 something, and my first problem is number 1. It's probably a few pages before number 40. I know I'm being a little facetious, but come on, we can do it. So yeah, the first problems you have to deal with these questions about the AIDS patients. Okay. All right. Any other specific questions before I
have a question about 1-3, number 17. When it says what key term data do I use the like the population, I don't know.
We don't know anything about the population. Can somebody just tell me researcher A's data? That's all it's asking. What is researcher A's data? Is it here somewhere? Where's researcher A's data?
How many months the sample group live after beginning treatment.
And if you say that, I will mark it wrong because I'm an asshole. I just want you guys to know. No, because that is officially the variable. Data is specifically the answers to that. So where is the data?
All the numbers?
All the numbers. I love it. So then don't even say that. Say things like 3, 4, 11 months. There you go. That's the data. Uh-oh, did I just lose Nikisha? I did. I was just talking to her. She's gone. Did I say something wrong? All right. I got to tone things down a little bit. Is that all right, guys? Do you guys get that? I understand. That question's a little weird the way they worded it. I understand. It's a free book. So it's easier to accept typos in badly worded things in a free book than it is in a book that costs $180. Am I right? Am I right? Yes, I'm right. Anything else, guys? Anything else from homework that didn't make sense? Or you can even ask about things I marked that were wrong. You're not sure why they're wrong, stuff like that.
I had a question just about like how to find the assignments. Is the homework that we do on the homework/timeline sheet?
Hell yeah.
Canvas? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. That thing exists just to tell you the homework is. And then I added more information on top of it. So it's primarily to tell you what the homework is.
All right.
But it also does things like tell you when quizzes are going to happen and stuff like that. But there it is. That's primarily for the homework. I like it. Is that cool?
Yep. Thank you.
That's really, yeah. I like it. I like it. There's Nikisha.
Sorry, my computer died.
That's all right. Did you hear? Did it make sense what I said? I think I got it out there before.
And, the 3, 4, the numbers.
Yeah. Yes. So that's what the data is. I like it. I like it. And I know this section can be a little bit picky. I understand that. How do we know what grade we got? I don't give grades on the homework. What do I do? There we go. Yeah. One thing I could do is I could put correct. Then you make correction. Yeah. So this is making me feel like you guys did not watch my syllabus video, but that's all right. I mean, how exciting does that sound? I'm going to watch that over and over again. I can't get enough of that syllabus video, Jeff. That's awesome. But just to let you know, it's fine. I don't grade homework. I don't put like a grade. I say, yeah, you can either see complete, a little check mark, or you see a little X, right? And if you see a little X, you should go look at the feedback. Even if you have a check mark, you should look at the feedback, because even if I say it's good, that doesn't mean you did not make any mistakes. You just didn't make enough mistakes or big mistakes, right? But you might have made some mistakes. You still look at it. If I have a little X and I say finish, then you didn't do it all. You should finish it. If I say correct, then correct the ones that I marked as wrong. And if you need help, get it. And when are those due? When are homework corrections due?
The day of the final, or
The day of the final. So you can do them anytime from now to the day of the final, and you just have to redo the ones you got wrong. You don't have to redo the whole thing, unless I say redo, in which case you either made so many things wrong or you left so many things blank that you need to redo it. And if you redo it, or if you correct mistakes and you get enough right, you get back up to full credit. It's crazy. It's crazy. And why does it do the day of the final? Because the final is cumulative. So even if you do it towards the day of the final, you're still reviewing for the final. See how there's method to the madness sometimes. Okay. Is everybody good with that? Any other technical questions like that, or how about any specific homework questions? Anything left over? Any more specific homework questions? Okay. Oh, yes.
I had a question on 42 for the variable and data.
Oh, okay. So we did an example like this. Yeah, so the way you think about answering a variable question is, what would you ask? Or if the sample is people, what would you ask them? If the sample is, things, what would you measure? What would you do with the things, right? That's what the variable is. So in number 42, what would you ask the people you picked in the sample? What would you ask them?
How much time they spent there?
Then bam, bam.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. See, I mean, that's it, right? You don't have to, in fact, it's better if you don't write it as a question. It's related to what the question would be. So if you would ask the person, how long do you work out in this gym each week? Then the variable is the amount of time somebody works out in the gym each week. Do you see that? That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then the data is actual answers you could get. So you just make some shit up. So this is where the give examples where appropriate comes into play. You don't have people to talk to, so you just got to make stuff up for them. Please don't just put 7, 8, 9, because some of you guys see that I'm going to be a real dork and say seconds. Oh, here I am at the gym. Oh, I'm gone. That was a good workout. All right. Yeah, I worked out. You guys will scare me because they're back in the before times. I would, no matter what time of day I went, I saw the same people. And I'm like, when are you not here? But anyway, sorry. They freak me out a little bit. Is that all right, guys? Does that make any better sense?
Yeah.
Let me talk about population and sample real quick. I really want this to make sense. The population and the sample will end up almost sounding the same. One of them talks about everybody that you want to say something about, and the other one talks about the group that you pick, right? So a population could be all airline pilots, and the sample would be 30 randomly selected airline pilots. So instead of the word all, I would put 30 randomly selected or something. How's everybody doing? For example, this problem here, marriage counselor interested in the proportion of clients she counsels who stay married. So could the population, what's wrong if I say the population is all couples? There's a couple things wrong with that. For numbers 47, if I say all couples, what's wrong with that?
You have to specify that it's that specific counselor's couples.
Oh, I didn't even say, that's good, but I didn't even say couples getting counseling. So if I said all couples who are getting counseling, that's a little tiny bit better, but it's still not right because
All of her.
she only wants to talk about, yeah, all the couples that she counsels. That's one way to say that. Does that make sense? Now, what would the sample be? It should sound exactly like that, except instead of the word all, you say something like 28 randomly selected couples that she counsels. Do you guys see? So the sample and the population are groups. They're the same kind of groups. They just talk about, one talks about everybody and the other one talks about a subgroup. Parameter and statistic are the same. They talk about the exact same thing. Parameter talks about that thing related to everybody. Statistic talks about the thing related to the subgroup. So parameter could be 72% of the couple she counsels, of all the couples she counsels, stayed married. And a statistic could be 72% of the 28 randomly selected couples that she counsels stay married. Does that make any sense? So, okay. Very helpful, very helpful. And, this has been definition overload. I understand. But these are important definitions. You got to get them. You got to understand them when they come up. All right. Anything else before I jump into chapter 2?
I have a quick question.
Yes.
So on the homework 1.1 for question like 1, when it talks about for number 3 and 4 on that question, I put like the average number of people with AIDS and then average number of patients that survived with the treatment.
Oh.
And it was.
Yeah, because that's not what they're trying to say. What do the researchers want to be able to talk about? What are they interested in?
The average length of time.
In months, patients live once they start treatment. So now watch. To make that a parameter, what would you put here? Instead of just saying patients, you'd have to put your population, right? So the parameter is what they're interested in said about the population. So your population should be all AIDS patients. So it would be the average length of time in months all AIDS patients live once they start the treatment. The statistic will be the exact same thing, except it should talk about the sample. I really want you guys to get that. So whatever you say your population is, that same phrase better show up in your answer for the parameter. Whatever you say the sample is, that same phrase better show up in your answer for the statistic. Right? Because that's what a parameter statistic do. They describe those groups. Hopeful. Some of you guys are like realizing that your wish that math would be less mathy has now been granted. You're like, I don't want that wish. I take that wish back, but too bad. Today, we're going to get into more math and you're actually going to be happy about it. So this is going to be neat. We're going to get into something you can sink your teeth into instead of just definitions. Does that help? I'm sorry. Did that help? Whoever I was talking to? I lost track. No, it did nothing for you. Oh. Chat. Oh, it's a different question. All right. Well, I guess I'll never know. For the variable, would it be how long the AIDS patients lived after the treatment? Yeah, the variable would be how long an AIDS patient lives after the treatment. Exactly. The number of months, yeah. Because that's what you would ask. In fact, in this case, it's not really asking, it's just watching, right? So for each person in your sample, you're going to keep track until they unfortunately pass away. And then that would be what would go into your data. All right. So statistics very often is not, well, unfortunately, it's very often it's not happy, right? All right. All right. So I'm going to deliver on that promise. We're going to get into some actual stuff we can sort of sink our teeth into, right? Instead of a bunch of more definitions. Chapter 2 is all about descriptive statistics. So stay with me. We have descriptive statistics, which is like pie charts and bar graphs and all this kind of business, right? Just to show people, here's what I saw in my sample. Here's a way I can visually display it to you. Much better than just a big list of numbers, right? Towards the end of chapter 2, we start to get into analysis. So not only, so we'll have a bunch of data, and then we're going to start to analyze it very simply, like finding the average and finding things called percentiles and such. Okay. Right. And then later this semester, we're going to get into something called inferential statistics, where you say shit like 42% are going to vote for this guy plus or minus 4%. So we're inferring something about the whole population based on our sample, right? And this gets us into the polls are this and that and whatever. All right. And the polls are, for some reason, worse and worse. You think we'd get better and better at it, but no. All right. All right, so, and this is going to tie into something from chapter 1, the frequency tables. So that has a lot more to do with chapter 2, to be honest. I'm not really sure why they put it in 1, but they did. How's that? That's not too bad. Okay. Do. All right, so before we jump into those tables, let's do a very, very basic thing called stem. I call it stem and leaf. The book calls it stem plots. Stem and leaf is much better. Let's see if this makes sense. So let's do 2 examples. So let's say I have this data here. Sure, I like it. All right, so copy that down. So again, the very first part of chapter 2 is just how to visually display what you see in your sample, right? So we talk to people, let's say these are ages of people. Why not? Ages of people at a bus stop. Is there 2 S's in bus stop? It seems like there should be. So one thing we can do, and we're not analyzing the data, we're just displaying the data. So one way is to give somebody a list like this. A slightly better way to deal with this is to give them the stem and leaf. So here's what a stem and leaf is. The stems in this case would be 2, 3, 4. And the leaves would be the second digit. So the stems in this case would be 2 for the 20s, 3 for the 30s, 4 for the 40s. And then the leaves would be 1, 4. That's neat. I didn't mean to do this. I put all the 20s in order. 1, 4, 6, 7, 9. Let me stop for a minute. Is everybody with me? What does this represent?
The leaf.
27.
27. I love it. You're right. It's a leaf, but it represents 27. What comes after the 3? Let's put it in order as we go.
1,
Good.
8,
I like it. And what comes after the 4?
0, 2,
2.
There you go. This is a very quick visual, but you can see now I know most people are in the 20s. Now, it's not hard to see that in this list, but it's easier to see it here. And imagine if this was 8 times as long. It'd be much better to have this. I can see how people's ages are distributed. And this is very simple. I can also put the data in order pretty quickly. All right, so nothing amazing here really, right? This is pretty simple. It's not quite done yet. I have to give somebody a key so they know how to read this, because they're not going to see this, they're going to see this. So I would say something like 2 line 1 equals 21. So that's my key. Like a little legend. And I really want you to understand why I need to do that. Some of you guys might be like, why the shit do I need to do that? 21, I can see it. You ready? All right. You guys might hate me for this, but I don't know how you want to do this in your notes. But if the data would have been this instead, this is probably, it's obvious it no longer represents ages of people at a bus stop. We have some 2.9-year-old kid. So this is something, I don't know what this is. I would use the exact same. This would look exactly the same. But now my key would have to say 2 line 1 equals 2.1. Isn't that kick-ass? You know, all right, it's not kick-ass. That's a little extreme. Isn't that mildly interesting? There we go, Jeff. That's better. Right? r/mildly interesting for my Redditors out there. Anybody?
Wait, I had a question.
Yes.
So by that, does that mean that you also have to put the decimal point on for the leaf side as well, or
Nope.
no?
I don't. Nope.
Okay.
That tells me how to read this. That tells me the line basically means a decimal point. So I don't have to do that here at all.
Oh, okay.
All right, let me push this even further. All right, this is still example 1. What if my data, and again, maybe don't even write this down, but just watch. What if my data would have been 380, 210, 240, blah, do you get the idea? Same, this would look exactly the same, except now I could put 2 dash line 1 means 210. That is what makes the difference about what this really represents. I'm really, right? But the stem would be the first digit and the leaves would actually be the second digit because they don't, if they're all zeros. All right. Hopefully you guys, is that all right? All right, maybe. All right, let's do another example. Do I really need to?
Could there be leaves for the leaves?
No. And once you start getting there, it's like, this is not the best way to do it then, right? Would this work? All right, here's, I really want, so let's do another example and I'll show you. All right, let's do another example. What if my data look like this? Jeff, there you go, buddy. There's my data, right? This is difficult to tell. All right, this is one big number here, all right? All right. So everybody with me? Would a stem and leaf plot be a good thing to use for this data? Hell no. Does everybody understand this? Do you guys, because it's so freaking crazy spread out, stem and leaf. I would never use it for this data, ever. So there are, thankfully, other ways to use, other things I could use. Okay, maybe. So I'm not saying that a stem and leaf plot works all the time, but it does work on a lot of occasions. All right, what if I had this? Why is it, let's see if you guys can understand this. Just put something, Jeff. There you go, buddy. Let me go ahead and put this in order. All right. Whew. What problem does this have with the way I did the stem and leaf before?
The numbers are too close together.
Yeah, it has the opposite problem of this. But this I could do something about. I really want you guys to get this. If I did a stem and leaf like we did before, I'd have 7 and 8. That's not good enough resolution. It would just be
Organize them by the amount of.
I like what you're thinking. That's not quite right.
The amount of.
You ready? Here's what I would do. I wouldn't write what I'm about to write. So what does this first thing mean? It means 70 to 74. And the second thing would mean 75 to 79. You guys see what I mean? I would just break it up more so it has better resolution. All right. I've already talked about these more than I should. This is not a huge part of this class, but I just want to throw this in. So then I could put, so I would put 1, 4, 4, 4, 4. You have to put, every data point is a different person. They all should be here. 5 would go here. 6, 8, 9, 80, 81, 83, 1, 2, 3, and then 87, 89. Now I can see, oh, there's more here and here, less here and there. I can see more stuff. I'd have a key. Yay, 7, 1 is 71. Become a 7. Okay. All right. That's plenty. That's too much. That's too much. That's it for stem and leaf and whatever. Okay. Woo!
Question.
Yes.
So on the homework, it shows, well, I don't know if I should ask it yet, but it shows the age group, and then it says, I don't know how to ask it. So, okay, 84A.
All right, thank you. 84. Where are you? There you are.
So
Wait a minute. Are we talking about section or chapter 2? Where are we at?
1 on page 58.
Wait. So we're talking about section 1 or chapter 1.
Chapter 1, number 84. This was the homework.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So my question is, it's asking the frequency for 54.
Oh, okay. So
55.
I'll tell you, Nikish, here's the answer to your very first question. The answer to your very first question you asked was not yet.
Okay.
We're going to do this in a minute. Yeah, we haven't done this yet. Yeah, this is not stem and leaf. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, is everybody cool with what's happened? Let me ask you, oh shit, well, pretend like this was also in my data. What would be wrong with me putting a 1 with a 0 next to it for that? Does that follow? It doesn't follow the pattern, does it? So it would have to actually be this. Do you see how that follows the pattern? Okay, maybe. Because this, what would this mean?
10.
And actually, if you tried to do that, what would that mean? That would mean 10 and another 10. That's no good. So I have to write this. Okay, I just have a bigger stem. My stems. Does anyone get that reference? My stems. No? Okay, that's all right. All right. Now we are ready for something insane called histograms. Okay. Histograms are bar graphs for numerical data, quantitative data. All right, so you all know what bar graphs are. You've all seen bar graphs. So you can have a bar graph for salary, and unfortunately, it's still like that. You with me? Income inequality, still a thing, right? Okay, everybody's with me. Your signal virtue, shut up, virtue signal. It's just the truth. It's just the way things are. That's a bar graph. Are these numerical data? Are these numerical data? No. Men and women, not numerical, right? So, oh, I should have noticed bar graphs have gaps in between, right? Histograms have numerical data. So this scale will have to be number. We'll have to have an actual scale to it. All right, hold on. We'll get there. So the very first step to creating a histogram is to create those frequency tables from chapter 1. All right, so this is where we're going to get even deeper into this than chapter 1 does. But along the way, we'll answer chapter 1 stuff. All right, so it's going to be exciting. All right, this just requires me to make a lot of data up. All right, here we go. Let's make up some data, Jeff. We can do it, buddy. You'll be all right. Sure. All right. That might be kind of gross, but we'll find out. First thing I want to ask you guys is, this is something we've, oh, go ahead. You keep writing. I'm sorry. You guys are probably still copying down. Oh, that's perfect. Maybe. All right. Shoot. All right. Maybe not. Darn it. I almost had. Hold on. Well, shit. We could just use. I'm trying to come up with a visual for this next step. Darn it. That's all right, Jeff. All right. Okay, we'll do that. Okay. Can somebody tell me what the range of this data is?
From the lowest number to the highest number?
Sure, but the answer should be a number.
15
to
15 to 43.
The answer should be a number.
Oh, shoot.
High minus low.
28.
28, I like it. So the range of this data, it ranges from 15 to 43, that's right. So the range is 28. It covers a range of 28. I like it. Now watch this. Let's pretend this is not true, but let's pretend like this board is, it doesn't really, I don't know why I feel like I have to use the same number, but because I want this to match the math, Jeff, that's fine. Let's pretend like this is 28 inches long, right? It's forced perspective. Stay with me. I'm about to do something that you think has no connection to what we're doing, but it does. I want to explain why the math works. Now, pretend like I want to cover this board with some kind of, with rectangle. I want to cover this thing with rectangles, right? So if I wanted to use, let me see if you guys are with me. So do you see how many, if they're this wide, I can kind of see how many I would need. How wide would these have to be? How wide would they have to be in order to use 5 to cover this whole board all along the bottom here? How wide would each of these have to be so that they would cover the whole board and only use 5 of these?
Would you divide it by 5?
Divide what by 5?
The 28.
Yes. Does that make physical sense, everybody? Physical sense in mathematics? So yeah. So it'd be 28, the range of it divided by 5. And what do you get?
5.6.
5.6. And let's round it up to 6. All right, now what did we, so what is this? What are we doing? What are we doing? Okay. Does that make physical sense? So this is what I should have done before I jumped into this, but it's too bad. All right, I'm going to erase this here real quick. So that's the physical idea. And then let me show you how this physical idea relates to what we're going to do. I want to make a picture that roughly starts at 15, and I'm able to put bars, and the bars are like the sheets of paper. And I want to use 5 bars to represent all of my data. So my data has to fit in here. So that question then is, how wide do each of these have to be so that I can use 5 of them and cover all of the data? That's exactly what we just did with the board. It's the same exact thing. So what we just did was we figured out the rectangle width, how wide each rectangle is going to be. And we called each of these, we call them a class. So we figured out the class width. Holy shit. That's a long way to go for that. All right. Yeah, not ass width, class width. So that'll be range divided by number of classes. Do I always have to use 5? No, we're going to use 5 to 10. When do you think I should use 5 versus 10? When do you think I should use more classes? Anybody?
If the number's higher?
If I have more data, yes. So is this a lot of data? No, so I'm going to use 5. If I had like 3 times this data, I might use 6 or 7, right? And the more, there's actually a formula involving logarithms. We're not going to use it. We're just going to sort of use. So in this class, we'll normally use 5, 6, maybe 7, because I'm not going to give you 800 data points. You're welcome.
Wait, is that like a standard then? It has to be 5, or you lost me there. Or why?
Number of classes that we normally use are going to be from 5 to 10.
Yeah.
You only use the higher number of classes if you have a very large set of data. With the size of data we're going to use in this class, we're going to end up using 5 or 6 classes normally, maybe 7.
Okay.
Does all that make sense? So if you construct a histogram and you use 4 classes, is that good?
No.
No. So you'll get some points off, right? If you use 12 classes, is that good? No. Okay, I like it. So I am going to let you pick how many classes you want to use. If I were you, I would just use 5 or 6. That's going to be guaranteed to be okay. All right. All right. Maybe. I just want you to realize there is a consideration as to why you might want to sometimes use more or less. Okay. Now, what do we get here when we do this? We got the 5.6, right? And you always round this up. You could use the decimal if you want to, but why would you be crazy like that? Even if this had been 5.2, I'm going to round up. Why? Because I need to cover. It's better if you over cover, that's better than under covering, because then some data has nowhere to go. So if you have that choice, you have to make it go cover more than less. All right, maybe. All right. Let's see. I've given myself no room as per usual. So let's do this. I can probably squeeze it in over here. No, let me do this. So you got that down. So here's our class width is 6. Now I can squeeze that. Now this look familiar?
Yes.
Classes, freaky, real freaky, cumulative freaky. The frequency, right? Frequency, we'll talk about in a minute. One thing that chapter 1 did not talk about is how the classes are created. So there's that one problem that goes 0 to 6.5, 6.5 to 12.5. Does that sound familiar at all? They have the classes already constructed. We're going to construct our classes. Where should our first class start? And you're like, what the shit, Jeff? What do you mean? Can it start at 30? No, because my first data point is 15. So almost always, your first class is going to start at your first data point. All right, now stay with me, stay with me. There's two different ways to do what I'm about to do. I'm going to show you the textbook method first, and then I'm going to show you the way that I would do it. And you can use whichever method you like. If that one starts at 15, where should the next one start if each rectangle is supposed to be 6 wide? If that starts at 15, the next one should start where?
21.
21. I like it. So here's the question. Where should this one end? If you say 21,
20.
Why can't you say 21? Because then where would 21 go? Here or there? Both. No, you can't count it twice. There you go. So you can't see the width this way. You see it this way. So now I could just keep adding 6. So this goes to 26, add 6, 27, add 6, 32. Add 6, add 6, add 6, add 6. Does every data point have a home to go into? Yes. 44 includes the 43s. Yay. All right, let me stop for a minute. Is this better than definitions? Nobody wants to say. Okay. Is this great? No. Is it better than definitions? Yes. So the frequency is how frequently a data point showed up here. So how frequently do I see a data point in here? 1, 2, 3.
3.
3 times. Yeah. Keep going. 21 to 26.
5.
1, 2, 3, 4, right? Up to 26. So that would be in the next one. So it's 4, 27 to 32.
2.
2, I like it, right? 33 to 38.
1.
1. And then of course 39 to 44.
2.
2, I like it. Woo! Why am I so tired? All right, now, relative frequency. Relative to what is a great question. Relative frequency, relative to the total. So how many were from 15 to 20? 3. Out of how many total? Well, how many total numbers do I have?
12.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. What's a better way? Well, what's a way to double check that I've done right so far? These should all add up to be what?
12.
They better add up to 12. Let's see, 7, 9, 10. Thank God. So it's a really smart move to count this up and make sure it matches with how many, because it's really easy to miss, especially when you have a longer list, right? So if you're supposed to have 40 and this adds up to 37, that's a problem. And I'm not talking to one person, I'm talking to about 5 because I've graded a lot of your stuff. Okay, so that's something to check. So relative frequency is the percentage. 3 out of 12. And what's 3 out of 12? That's a nice one as a percentage.
25%.
25%.
I kind of got lost. What's the 12 coming from?
Oh, how many total data points are there? 12.
Okay, I got it.
All little dots are me just counting. I don't want to make them look like decimals or something. It's all right, Jeff. I can't stop now. All right, there you go. And you can just double check. These have to add up to be 12 then, because these are supposed to represent all the data points. What about this next one?
33%.
33. I like it. So we're rounding quite a bit, but that's all right. What about the next one? Careful how you do this.
17%.
There you go. And then the next one, 1 divided by 12. Good Lord. Is that 8.3?
Yeah, it is.
And then I'm really sorry. The last one is 2 out of 12. 17% again. Is everybody with me? You can't see that, but yeah, it's not even the camera's fault. Oh, well. So what do you have to kind of make sure about? What is 25? And now if I add this up, I'm not going to get 100 because I rounded some of these more than the other ones, but it should get really close. So what do you get when you add these up? 58, 75, 83.3. I get 100.3.
Does that say 19% or
No, it says 17.
0.9%?
17.
Okay.
I have
Yeah,
a
my
question.
7. Sorry, say again.
I have a question. Why did you put 8.3? Like, can you just leave it as 8, or do you have to?
Yeah, you could make it 8, and then it would add up to be 100, wouldn't it? That would be better, Jeff. We really should take one decimal here, but it's okay. We're going to have to draw these by hand. So we're not. But if you take these out to 1 decimal, the rounding won't take you too far away from 100%. To be honest, we got lucky and all the rounding kind of averaged out. These add up to be exactly 100% now, right? No. All right. What does this last column mean? Some people have done this already and you know what it means. What does cumulative frequency mean?
All of them added together so far?
Yes, as I go. So on the first one, I've picked up 25% so far. The next one, I pick up another 33%. So that's 58%. The next one, I pick up another 17. So that's going to be 75%. You guys understand so far? So it should end close to 100% in this case exactly. And then I pick up 8%, so that's 83%. And then I pick up 17%, so that's 100%. Yay. So if that comes out to be 105 or 92 or something, no. Something went wrong. Whew. By the way, I just got a little more to do. We're going to create this histogram. Then I think we might take a break. And then I got a group work kind of thing. Right, you're like, yay, love that, Jeff. All right.
So I'm sorry. So it's okay if it does go a little bit over 100%, but not like 105 or something. Just
yeah, 101% is fine. But 102, that's a little much. That's too much. That's not explainable by rounding errors. Or not errors, but just rounding things. Yeah.
So these always have to be in percentages, not in decimals.
Yeah, the book uses decimals here a lot.
That's why
it doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, because we're going to use percentages when we create the graph, because humans like percentages, I've heard. So now let's make this picture. Take all this other stuff away. All right, now here's where I might convince some of you to not set up your classes like this. Because here's the problem. All right, this is not, don't even do anything with this. Just watch. Just watch. Here's the problem. If I put 15 and 20 and then 21 and 26 and I put little bars on here, there's going to be gaps, right? If I see a gap, that tells me there's a class with nobody in it. Is there a class from 20 to 21? No. Okay. Is there any class that's empty? Any of our classes are empty. Here.
No.
No, and just to remind you guys, each one of these is a class. So no classes are empty. So there should not be any empty spots on our graph. So that sucks because this goes 20 to 21. So what are we going to do? All right, here's where I'm going to lose some of you guys, but then I might pick you up with showing you the other way you could do this. So you ready? You watch this. Here, I love doing this. Isn't there a physical limit to me? Right? There's a physical, I love doing this because it's so weird. Isn't there a physical limit to Jeff? Like Jeff ends here, right? There's a physical limit to me. Then I have a personal boundary that you better only come within if I either am very close to you or you're wanting something to happen. You with me? You like step off. So there's a limit to me. There's a limit to me, and then there's a boundary to me. Okay. So these are the limits, and the boundaries for a class are up a half and down a half, right? Up a half and down a half. If I do this everywhere, do you see how these line up now?
So now there's a little gap between.
Now there's no gap between because these line right up. So what is this going to look like? Well, let's see. Do I give myself enough room? Maybe. So this is going to be 14.5, 20.5. Do you see how that picks right up with the next bar? So this will go up to 26.5. Oh, shit. I'm not going to have enough room, am I? What can I do about that? Oh, I know. Let's erase you. I really wish I could go back in time and order the next size up, but I just have not created a time machine yet. All right, 14.5, 20.5, and then I just keep adding 6 because that's how wide these are supposed to be, right? So just keep adding 6 and you can't go wrong. Let's check. So I should end up at 44.5. I did. Yay. See, now when I make my bars, now, if I want to make, I'm going to make a relative frequency histogram. So what numbers do I want to use from here for the height of the bar? Probably the relative frequency numbers, right? So what scale should this be? What's the highest I want to get up to? 33%. So let me say this to you guys. The quickest way to make a math teacher or a science teacher cry is to make a graph that the scale is not consistent. So don't give me shit like 8, 20, 21, 49. What? No, get out of here. Stop it. So if I want to get up to 33, right? That's the highest bar. What scale can I use to kind of make that happen? Like, should I go by 20s? Should I go by 1s? And I can go up to 35. You don't have to go up to exactly 33 if that's what you guys are trying to do, right? So maybe I go by 5s.
5s.
So let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 35, sure. Okay, that'll work. 35 is way up here. All right. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Sure. And now's the easy part, right? All the work's done. I'm going to show you my alternate to this in a minute. I just want to finish this all the way out. How tall will the first bar be? 25%. Next bar, 33. Not bad, Jeff. Next bar, 17. 17 is roughly right here. And then 8%. 8% is about right here. And then another 17% to end it off. Is that cool? So this is an ultimate visual. Most everybody's here and then here. So if this was ages, then I have more younger people. Okay. So this would be ages of people at a bus stop, maybe. And this would be relative frequency. So I will take points off for forgetting to label your axes. Okay, all right, now. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Let me show you this last thing, then we'll take a break. An alternate way to do the classes. Let me see if anybody agrees with me at all that this is better. An alternate way to do the classes is like this. Oh, shit. You're too light, aren't you? Poor little dude. I'll just do you. And sure, blue still. 15 less than or equal to x less than 21. 21 less than or equal to x less than 27. This is much better than this shit because the limits equal the boundaries. Can you see 6 this way? Yes. Can you see the 6 this way? You guys follow what I'm saying? You can see the width here and you can see the width there. Where does 21 go? First or second class?
First.
No. Is it allowed to equal 21 here? No. So it goes in the second class. But people don't like this because they have bad trauma from algebra, right? So they see inequalities and they see the x and they're like, no. So you can do it that way if you want to, but then you have to do this weird ass 0.5 thing. If you do it this way, this would be 15, this would be 21, this would be 27. Oh, so much better. But it's up to you. It's up to you.
I don't really understand how it's different than the
That's the
first way
point.
we did it.
It isn't. It really
okay,
isn't.
okay.
It isn't. It's just are you comfortable with algebra symbols or not? If you're not, the trade-off is this gets grosser, right? You have to do this 0.5 thing. If you are, the trade-off is this is nicer. You can use nice whole numbers here. So it really is up to you which way you want to do it. So let's take a little break, like 5 minutes. What time is it? Yeah, we'll come back at 2:35. Yeah, I think is that roughly? Yeah, that's 6 minutes. Oh, we get a whole other minute. Come back at 2:35. Oh shit, what did I just do? I don't want to do that. Let me stop this. All right, guys, so I don't know why I'm recording this because it's going to be very quick, but yeah, what the hell? If you go to Canvas, oh, scheisse, hold on. If you go to Canvas right now, I just made this active. Under modules, so let me become a student. All right. I am now a purple student. Go to modules. Go down to Unit 2. Histogram stem plot practice. If you click there, you should see this. Is anybody not able to access that right now? I feel like, let me get a booster seat. Okay, that's better. Everybody's able to access that? Okay, I'm going to stop sharing and see if that's true. So I need you to work on that sheet from Canvas. I'm going to let you work on it yourself for a bit, and then I'm going to break you up into rooms. Anybody not understand what we're doing right now? Good, okay, go for it. I'm going to stop recording. Okay, oops. So if you look at number 4, what I'm going to do, and real quick, while I have this up here, if you've never used one of these before, when you start typing stuff in like 5 minus 6 times 3 You see everything just like a scientific calculator should be. You see everything you're typing in, and it knows order of operation. So the answer to this should be 5 minus 18. It should be negative 13. Thankfully, it's negative 13. So it knows order of operation, right? So that's one thing. Does anyone notice something weird about minus and negative? And do you see like two keys that, see those two keys there? This one means negative and this one means minus. So they've hardwired it differently. So if I wanted to do negative 2 minus 5, that's how I would do it. I like it. All right. One of the coolest buttons. So this is the last thing I'll do before I show you where to put data. Everybody do this. 98 divided by 11.2. Bam. Oh, that's not as gross as I wanted it to be. If I hit divided again, look what happens. It assumes you mean the last number that showed up on the screen. So ANS represents the last number that showed up on the screen. So if we divide that by 3.251, now we're talking. All right, now I'm happy. Is everybody with me so far that has a calculator? If you don't, you're like, I'm watching. So now if I want to take the square root of that, I don't want to type all that shit in there. So I'm going to do this. Second is like my shift key. Square root is above the x squared button, so that's why I had to hit shift. Hit second again, and now see above the negative where it says ANS. So that is like the best memory location. It just holds the last number that showed up on the screen. So now if I do the square root of that, I would get this, which is almost the golden ratio. I like that. 1.618. Yeah, it's close. Yeah. All right. If you don't know what the golden ratio is, you're fine. Don't worry. All right. I like it. Now, so that's some basic stuff just for computations. Now, what button do you think we're going to be using the most besides on or off?
Second.
Second, I like it. And then after that comes what? What seems to be a good button for this class?
Graph.
No, not a lot of graphing in this class. There will be some.
Enter.
I like enter. Enter is excellent. I was waiting for that answer, but let's go with, what about this button right there? Stat. So if we hit that button, somebody's chatting at me. I can't see it. List. Yeah, we'll use list a little bit, but more than that, we'll use stat. So just hit the button stat. So this is where I can do stuff to lists. Calculate is where I can actually calculate using the data in lists. And then tests will come much later. This is when we start analyzing different populations and stuff. So let's first, if I just do edit, then I can actually put data in. So let me go back here. I got data all around here. So if you're borrowing a calculator, if you scroll up, I can hit clear for L4, enter. Go to L3, hit clear, enter. Go to L2, hit clear, enter. Go to L1, hit clear, enter. Okay. Don't hit delete because then you'll kill the list. All right. Is anybody that has a calculator, do your lists look different than this? Is anyone missing a list, or are they called different things? Okay. All right. Now, just put the data from this problem in here. Oh, crap. Where's the problem? There it is. All right. This is the exciting part. Oh, boy. Just put the data. I'm putting the data from problem number 4 in here. All right. Let's see. Data entry is so exciting. Oh, thank the gods. See, they have the last spot is the 35th spot, and I have 35 data points. Oh, thank God. You guys doing okay out there? Uh-oh. Oh, so again, if you have stuff in a list, you highlight the list. See that? You highlight the list and hit clear, enter. Is that cool? Somebody was asking me how to clear a list. That's how you do it. All right. Why won't chat show up anymore for me? Show up. Oh, yeah. You're welcome. Don't hit delete because that would kill the list. The list will die. Poor little thing. Thankfully, we can go to the afterlife and bring the list back. Sure, like snapping. All right. No Avengers people out there. Understood.
So for number 4, when it asks you to list it on a calculator and sort it, what does it mean? Like, what is it going to do by sorting it?
We're going to do that right now. I just want to make sure everybody's got their data in. Does everybody have their data in? It looks like some people are still typing. So this is getting the data in. Once you got the data in, if you go back to stat, see how there's a sort A and a sort D? What do you think the difference is there? What do you think sort A means versus sort D?
Order from lowest.
Yeah, so one is sort ascending and the other one is sort descending. So we normally sort from lowest to highest. So let's sort ascending. And do you see how it's got a little parenthesis, like it needs an input? So I'm going to tell it which list to sort. I put all my data in list 1. So do you see how above the number 1, there's list 1? And 2, there's list 2. So if I hit second 1, I can tell it to sort in ascending order, list 1. And now this is so anticlimactic. Done. I love that. But if you go back into your list now, if you did this, go back into your list, stat, edit, it's in order now. Ooh, and that makes histograms so much easier, right? To count the frequency. You with me? Does that make any sense? You guys okay out there? That's the most basic thing we can use these lists for, is just to sort the damn data. You cost $100, calculator. You better be able to sort the damn data. All right. All right, so that's it. Keep going. Maybe I should break you guys up in rooms because it's already 3 o'clock. Jeebus. It's already 3 o'clock. I'm going to go ahead and break you guys up. Maybe you can help each other on this histogram problem. Especially those of you that don't have a calculator, you're going to need maybe some help. So let me see. We might not finish this today. We'll find out. All right, let's do, there we go. So most rooms should have 4 people. Some will have 5. Is that bad? Should I go the other way? Oh shit, let's go the other way. Most will have 4, some will have 3. I think that's better. All right, here we go. Go. Oh, sorry. Go. Go to your room. Let me stop recording. Welcome back, guys. Oh, before we do this, I don't think I've talked about this yet at all. Does everybody understand what's happening Wednesday? What's the big thing happening Wednesday?
Quiz.
Quiz. And a couple quick things. The quiz is only going to focus on the definitions part of chapter 1. It's not going to have the frequency stuff. That's going to go with chapter 2 quiz. So chapter 1 quiz is only going to focus on the definitions kind of stuff. Everybody with me? And the way it's going to work, it's not going to be during class. It's going to be a timed quiz that I'm going to give you at least 24 hours to do it. But the minute you start, it's timed. Everybody understand? So you'll have to get it done by a certain time, but the minute you start it, you have so much time. How much time? I don't know. It'll say on there. All right, so we'll see how this goes. It's going to be interesting. And let me see if you guys, all right, I'm not going to talk about it anymore. Wednesday during class, I'll show you what it's going to look like. I'll probably put together like a little practice quiz just so I can show you what it looks like and how it's going to work. Okay. All right. So we'll talk more about that on Wednesday. Let's talk about this real quick in the little bit of time we have left. Let me see. Here we go. So what do you guys get? Oh, Chef. Things work better.
Bluetooth connected.
Technology is so picky. All right. So what are your stems here? Somebody?
One, 3, 4, and 5.
Is somebody talking and I just can't hear you? Is that what it is?
5.
Yeah. I'm having audio difficulties today, guys. Hold on. Somebody say something.
1 to 5.
Oh, shite. Still having audio difficulty. What in the world is the problem? There it is. Somebody say something.
1 through 5.
There we go. All right. Thank you. All right. Whew. Something still works. Oh, shice. Okay. Sorry. Now be careful. You don't skip anybody. I got to put 2 there or else I'm lying. So it's going to be like an empty spot, just like an empty class. The actual answer to this, I'm hoping that you guys don't need the whole thing, right? I mean, once you do a few, you get the idea. Is that 2, 3, 6? Is that everybody? Right? For 1, is that right? Anybody with me?
Yeah.
And then 2, of course, is empty. There's no 20s at all, right? And then there's 31, and then a couple of 32s, right? All right. Assuming that me keep going. I mean, blah, 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 blah. I lose interest really quick. And then, but if you don't put a key, you're not complete. What did somebody put for their key?
(1/2 = 12).
Cool. I love it. There you go. Oh, there you go. Corbin's got it. I like it. So be sure not to forget, just because there aren't any 20s, you still put a 2 there, because then it being empty tells me something.
Very quickly, for the key, we just need to add 1 number. We don't add all the numbers.
Yeah, because it would be silly. It would kind of defeat the purpose if you put it for everything, right? Number 2, I'm sorry it was such a long problem. I really am. But it would be 4, 4, 5, 5. That's all you show. And it's understood that this is 40 to 44, right? This is 40 to 44. And the next one is 4. Good Lord, Jeff, what is that? Oh, screw it. 40. What is that, Jeff? I don't know, dude. I need a nap. Get in there. So that's 40 to 45. So this will be, there's a 40, there's another 40, right? There's 2 40s. And then there's a 4, 2. Is there 3 40s? No, there's 2 40s. Yeah. And blah, 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 blah. Is everybody with? And then this starts at 4, 5. Is there a 4, 5? Yes, 5. Kind of hard to explain stem roots orally. Yeah, this is true. But did anyone have trouble with number 2? Does that look like the beginnings of your number 2? Everybody? Okay. And again, you want a key. So normally use the first entry, 40 equals 4.0. Is anybody upset that I'm not finishing that out? It's in the interest of time. Oh, well, shit. I love you guys so much. Look how much better that is. Now that you can see what I'm talking about, please understand that it was not on purpose, right? Just if you think I should be sharing, do you think you're sharing, Mr. Waller? I'm like, I thought so. Damn. That's why somebody was saying that. Thank you. So please speak up. Please, dear God. All right. I am completely human and fallible for damn sure. Any questions on number 2? Is that all right if I don't do the whole thing? I think you guys are okay with that. I mean, that's the idea is pretty straightforward. You could put this in the list and sort it. That would make this even quicker, right? now that you know how to do that. Now, this is the interesting problem. So this is a completed histogram. Who's got part A? How many people did they talk to?
20.
20. How did you get 20?
I just added up the frequency numbers on the left.
Yeah, so there was 11 here, right? And there was 6 there and so forth. And that'll tell you how many total once you add them all up. I like it. So they talked to 20 people. Now, somebody else, how many classes are there?
4.
No, we talked about this. How many empty classes are there,
2.
for example? How many empty classes are there?
2. So it would be 6 classes.
There's 6 classes total. 2 of them are empty. There's still classes, right? Just because a classroom has nobody in it, it doesn't wink out of existence. Like the room of requirement. Where are my Harry Potter nerds? Anybody? No? All right, whatever. Who's got the class with? You could just see it. Maybe?
20.
20. I like it. And do you guys see how this histogram uses my method of inequalities? Do you guys see that? There's no 0.5 bullshit here. I like it. All right. Now listen real quick. I don't give extra points if you use the inequality method. Don't get too excited. You use whichever method makes more sense. You with me? All right. This is a more interesting problem. What percentage, somebody else that hasn't told me anything yet, what percentage does a bottle last at least 40 weeks? This is a 2-step problem, right? How many does it last at least 40 weeks for?
17.
No. At least 40 weeks means 40 or more.
15%.
You went one step too far. So there's 3 total, right? 3 total out of 20, and that does give you 15%. Does everybody understand? At least means that or more, right? If you have to be at least this tall to ride the ride, you have to be that tall or higher or taller, right? Not higher. Don't get too excited, kids. All right. No? Okay, that's just for me. Is that all right for that problem? So those are the kind of problems I like to ask with a completed histogram. And I think let's do this one next time because it's already 3:20. I think that's plenty for today. Is that all right, kids? We'll start up next time with this one. Some of you guys probably haven't finished this one anyway, so go ahead and finish that one up. Okay, so if you have any questions, if you have a need to hang out with me for a little bit now, let me know. Otherwise, you may go.
I have a
Lakeisha.
question.
Professor.
Yes. Yes.
For the for part C, did you have 3 out of 20 because the 2 and the 1?
Yeah, there was a total of 3 people that matched what I was looking for out of 20 total.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like it. I like it.
On number 4A,
Yes.
I'm not completely sure what we were supposed to do with the sorting it.
Oh, that's the thing I showed you on the calculator.
Yeah, I just don't know what the goal was.
Oh, it makes it easier to get the frequency for the classes. It just makes it quicker to count.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
And how do you sort it again? I had to download a calculator emulator.
Oh, all right. Let me see. I'm not sure. Well, let's see. It's up to you to know this, but however good your emulator is, this one is the real one, right? Does your emulator have it look like a TI?
Yeah.
Oh, good. So it's got a little stat button.
Yep.
Sweet. So a stat edit, and that's where you can edit the list, where you can put data in. So you put all the data into list 1.
Okay.
This is already sorted, but just get it all in list 1. And then once you got all the data in, you can stat sort. We're going to sort ascending. And then you have to tell it second 1 for list 1.
Okay.
And then that's what makes it and then when you look at it again, it'll be in order. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's kind of useful for a bunch of data. Yeah.
Okay, I see.
Cool.
And then wait, so when it says done, and then you go back into stat, and it'll be.
Yeah, then you go
sorted?
stat, edit. Yeah, I like it.
Okay. All right, I got it. Thank you.
What's the name of the emulator you got?
It's TI Smart View for the TI 84 Plus. It's a trial version, but I just looked up.
I was gonna say you have to pay for it, but you got the trial version. Smart man. All right.
Yeah.
So just keep signing up for it with a different email, and you'll be fine.
Okay.
Am I recording? Yeah. Sorry, Dean, if you saw that. How you doing?
I did exactly what you said not to do, and I accidentally deleted my list one.
Oh, so here's what you do. Hit stat. Do you see number 5, setup editor?
Yeah.
Hit 5, enter.
Oh, okay.
Then when you go back in, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. I do have a calculator guide. I don't know, I guess I didn't put it up there yet. I'll put it, it's got all the steps for everything we're going to do this semester on the calculator. So I just got to put it up there. I call it my TI calculator Bible. All right, guys. Anybody else? Is everybody good?
So Wednesday, we're gonna. Sorry, I didn't even
That's
start.
my fault. I got it way up because it's freaking out. Go ahead.
So Wednesday we're gonna have a Zoom. Would the quiz be locked on Wednesday, or how does that work?
Oh, yeah, it'll be locked until the class is over, and then it'll be open. The minute the class is over, you can start if you want to.
Oh, okay.
But the minute you start, you only have so much time to do it, right?
Okay.
Coolness. Let me see. How do I make this? Sorry, hold on. If you're talking to me, I might not be able to hear you. Shit. How do I get people back? Is anybody talking to me? Damn it. I can't hear anybody. Hold on. Say something.
Something.
Okay, thank you. Man, today's been weird. Anybody else need something? Are you guys good?
I had a question about personal, I guess, about my homework.
Oh shit. Hold on. Sorry. I just did something to my. Say something.
Hello.
Darn it. Hold on. I'm sorry. All right, try again.
Hello.
Oh crap. I don't know what the heck. Sorry. All right, let me go back. I know this is working. Hold on. Say something.
Hello.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hear me? Okay.
What's up?
I had a personal question about my homework submission, and I sent you an email, but I don't know if you saw it or not.
Oh,
I sent
over
you.
Canvas?
Yeah, I sent you one, like another one right after, so maybe I don't know if you didn't see it.
But you sent it to me in Canvas, or was it just in, oh, here it is. I see. Oh, where you said, yeah, I thought we got that figured out, right?
About my incomplete. I was marked as incomplete when I did a resubmission. I corrected my homework.
Oh,
And
that I
sent
don't
it again.
see.
Okay.
I don't see that. The last thing I see is where we're talking about the
Number 17.
yeah, but
Okay.
I don't have anything after that.
I think I sent it before then.
Oh, this is the one you sent me before that one.
Okay.
Did I not get credit for my first one? I did not see any annotations. Oh, the resubmitted assignment. Oh, wait a minute. All right. Which section was that you're talking about?
I think that was 1.1.
1.1. Okay. Oh, weird. No. So the bad part about when you submit corrections is I haven't graded your corrections yet.
Okay.
But it keeps the old grade up there until I look at it again. So that kind of
Okay.
sucks. So
Okay.
yeah, I haven't really
Just
looked at any
in-
corrections because I've been trying to keep up with the new homework.
Okay. I resubmitted the ones that I got wrong. Do I need to resubmit like the whole entire, if I got maybe like the first submission, if I got everything right on that? I don't know if I'm going to confuse you. Like I I uploaded 3 different pages and I didn't get anything wrong on the first page, and it just submit the other 2 that I had in wrong questions, and I only resubmit the last 2 pages. I'm gonna confuse you.
Yeah. So you submitted 2 pages of work
Uh-huh.
as
And I didn't
corrections.
resubmit the first page.
But were there any mistakes on the first page?
I don't think so.
So then I didn't need it. So I don't need to
Okay.
see stuff that's already correct. I just need to
Okay.
see corrected stuff.
Okay, I was just worried that I got an incomplete because I didn't submit the.
No, I
first
just
one.
haven't graded your correction. Yeah.
Okay, then thank you. We'll see you Wednesday.
I'll see you.
Bye.